Hello, everyone. This is the Athos Podcast, and I'm your host, Jason Sinclair. On today's Jason Investigates, I'll be covering a company that has always been at the back of my mind, and it's for sure a controversial one. I know about their product, but I don't really know about their product. The product that I'd like to discuss with you is the Super Salmon, and the name of the company is Aqua Bounty Technologies. Aqua Bounty Technologies. The purpose of this investigation is not to pass judgment on this company, simply to look at the opportunity they saw and what they did to solve this opportunity to make a sustainable business. I'll also go over their company structure, like whom their parent company is, to get an idea of where this company's next move might be. The name of the company is Aqua Bounty, and its parent company is Intrexon. A brief overview of Intrexon. Intrexon is a community of scientists and creative innovators working to build a safer, healthier planet and more promising future. This is from their About section. Our unique expertise is in the design and engineering of astonishing living organisms, from T cells that battle cancer to non-browning apples. Across our diverse portfolio of projects, we apply a common philosophy: bring together the greatest minds in synthetic biology and empower them to solve big problems. They're developing solutions through Intrexon Health and Intrexon Bioengineering. Intrexon Health is focused on addressing unmet medical needs through a diverse spectrum of therapeutic modalities, including gene and cell therapies, microbial bioproduction, and regenerative medicine. Intrexon Bioengineering seeks to address global challenges across food, agriculture, environmental, energy, and industrial fields by advancing biologically engineered solutions to improve sustainability and efficiency. Well, now that we have an idea of what their parent company's vision is, I'd like to discuss Aqua Bounty. So Aqua Bounty believes in sustainable seafood production. Our Aqua Advantage salmon will be raised in land-based production systems away from the ocean, eliminating the risk of escapes that could impact native fish and populations, and the risk of pollutants or contaminants that could harm marine ecosystems. So what they mean by that is that the salmon are far enough away from the ocean that they're not going to contaminate the ocean salmon or crossbreed or wreck the environment over there. I believe their plan was to put it in Indiana, far enough away from the ocean so that wouldn't happen. For some reference of some of the ecological disasters like something like this might cause is the Asian carp. And I could discuss that in another podcast. But pretty much they were put in safe, areas that could possibly not contaminate, the location where they were at. And what happened, there was a big flood and the fish got out and they got right into the native waters and screwed everything up. However, the salmon is a saltwater fish, so their idea is to raise it far enough away from the ocean that it won't cross-contaminate. So continue on their company. Their salmon will be raised in optimized condition with total control of the water coming in and going out, which will allow for removal of waste and recycling of greater than 95% of the water used. Aqua Advantage salmon production systems will be operated at relatively low densities so to as optimize fish health and minimize the environmental impact of the production system. Aquaculture feed relies on wild fish to deliver the omega-3 fatty acids that make fish so healthy to eat. Salmon are already one of the world's most efficient protein producers. Their Aqua Advantage salmon grows to market size using 25% less feed than traditional Atlantic salmon on the market. This makes it an already efficient protein producer even better because it requires less wild fish to be converted into salmon feed. When farmed in facilities close to major metropolitan areas, Aqua Advantage salmon will travel only a short distance to the consumer. Not only will this make their salmon the freshest fish on the market, it will significantly cut the transportation distance from farm to table. Like I said, this is from their website. It's not my words. Unlike salmon imported from Norway and Chile that travels thousands of miles by air freight and then trucked into markets, the carbon footprint of Aqua Advantage salmon could have a carbon footprint that is 23 to 25 times less than for traditional farm salmon. Now that I went over what the company is and what they believe their company offers, I'll explain exactly what it is they produce. And that's a genetically modified salmon. So the Aqua Advantage salmon is genetically modified Atlantic salmon developed by Aqua Bounty in 1989. A growth hormone regulating gene from the Pacific Chinook salmon with a promoter gene from an ocean pout were added to the Atlantic salmon's gene. These two genes enable the GM salmon to grow year-round instead of only during the spring and summer. GM salmon are commercially competitive alternate to wild-caught salmon and to fish farming of unmodified salmon. The purpose of the modifications is to decrease the speed at which the fish grows without affecting its ultimate size or other qualities. GM fish grows to market in 16 to 18 months rather than 3 years. I didn't know that. So that's significantly faster. The latter figure refers to fish farmed Atlantic salmon whose growth rates have already been improved over wild fish results as traditional selective breeding practices. So what they said there is, hey, even those ones that are grown out in the ocean, like in Norway and such, they're also kind of engineered in a way. So their selective breeding gets the ones that grow the fastest. In the United States, it looks like the company is having a very difficult time distributing the fish. Just for reference, I'll go over the hurdles that this company has faced trying to get this product to market in the United States. In September 2010, an FDA advisory panel indicated that the fish is highly unlikely to cause any significant effects on the environment and that it is safe food from a conventional Atlantic salmon. Let's see here. And in October 2010, 39 lawmakers asked the FDA to reject the application. Other groups requested that the fish carry a label identifying its transgenic origin. Concerns included alleged flaws in the sterilization and isolation of excessive antibiotic use. That's a big problem that they were claiming. Let's see here. On December 2012, the FDA published a draft environmental assessment for Aqua Advantage. The FDA also published a preliminary finding of no significant impact. A 60-day period to the public to comment was to elapse before the FDA reviewed Aqua Advantage salmon again, which was arbitrarily extended till May 2013. The FDA approved Aqua Bounty Technologies application to sell the salmon to U.S. consumers on November 2015. However, a rider to a spending bill signed into law on December 2015 by President Obama bans its import until the FDA mandates labels for genetically modified products. Therefore, it can't go out unless the FDA says foods that are GMO need that GMO label by law. And that's been a big contention for GMO companies, I believe. Let's see here. The decision came nearly 20 years after the FDA company first submitted data to the FDA that they had raised 10 generations of animals. The announcement released by the FDA states Aqua Advantage salmon is safe to eat as any non-genetically engineered Atlantic salmon, and it's just as nutritious. 1 month later, the language introduced into proposed federal spending bill requiring consumer notification that the fish is genetically modified. As of October 2018, Aqua Advantage salmon is not being sold in the U.S. And imports of the salmon eggs from Canada to be raised at an Aqua Advantage fish farm in Indiana is prohibited by the FBA. However, as of 2017, the fish is available for sale in Canada and has already sold 4.5 million tons and going. So like I said previously, this is not to judge or rate the safety of GMO products. I'm just discussing a company that saw an opportunity to create a product that grows faster and costs much less to produce with none of the impacts that wild salmon fishing does to the environment in the ocean. Very innovative, and I believe there's a huge market for agriculture and agriculture tech in the upcoming years, especially within developing countries where nutritious, cost-effective food are in dire need. Thanks for listening to the Athos Business Optimization Podcast. If you really enjoyed today's episode, please rate and review. Help me out. You could reach out to me at jason@athos.com, on Instagram at jason_St. Clair. If you enjoy my podcast, please subscribe. If you're feeling generous, you can find me on Patreon at Jason St. Clair. That's STCLAIR. For past podcasts and episode blogs, please visit my website, athos.com. Thank you, everyone. Take care, and I hope that you guys tune into the next episode.